सभी को मेरा नमस्कार. I welcome you all in the class of the chapter Determination of Income and Employment, Part 3. In my previous videos, I have already discussed about consumption function, saving function, investment function, and aggregate demand and aggregate supply, which help an economy to attain equilibrium level of income or employment. Now we will analyze the determination of equilibrium level of income or employment in an economy. It is important to note here that level of income, output and employment are synonyms and they all move in a same direction in the Keynesian analysis. In very simple words, we can say that equilibrium level of income implies equilibrium level of output and equilibrium level of output implies equilibrium level of employment. So in this video we are going to discuss about short run equilibrium level of income or output. Before beginning with the topic, I would like to tell you that we are confining ourselves in analysis of determination of equilibrium level of income or output in an economy with only two sectors, and those sectors are household and firms. So the only components of aggregate demand which we will consider here will be consumption demand and investment demand. We have to study equilibrium level of income or output with two approaches. First one is aggregate demand, aggregate supply approach, that is known as ADAS approach, and the second approach is saving and investment approach, or we can call it as S&I approach. S is saving here and I is investment here. So let's begin with the short run equilibrium level of income or output. First is ADAS approach, that is aggregate demand, aggregate supply approach. Equilibrium level of income or output is that level of income or output at which ex ante aggregate demand, that is planned aggregate demand, becomes equal to ex ante aggregate supply, that is planned aggregate supply. We can say that equilibrium level of income or output is that level of income where aggregate demand becomes equal to aggregate supply, or planned aggregate demand equals to planned aggregate supply. And in saving and investment approach, the equilibrium level of income is that level of income at which ex ante savings, that is planned savings, are equal to ex ante investment, that is planned investment. Always remember, savings are the leakages which leads to the outflow of income, that leads to decrease in aggregate demand, and investment represents the injection which lead to inflow of income, that leads to increase in aggregate demand. Let us proceed further with consumption plus investment approach or ADAS approach. Equilibrium requires that plans of suppliers are matched by the plans of consumer in the economy. We can say that equilibrium level of income or output is that level of income or output at which planned aggregate demand is equal to planned aggregate supply, and it is also called as the effective demand. It is called effective as it is equal to aggregate supply. Effective aggregate demand refers to that level of aggregate demand which is equal to aggregate supply. Now what will happen when ex ante aggregate demand is not equal to ex ante aggregate supply of final goods and services? That means the economy is facing disequilibrium. In that case, output will tend to adjust up or down until the aggregate demand and aggregate supply becomes equal, or we can say that until we get the equilibrium, output will tend to adjust. if plant demand falls short of plant output, that means if aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply, it means buyers are planning to buy less goods and services than producers are planning to produce. In this case, the inventories of unsold goods will be piling up in the warehouses, and producers will plan to cut down their production. This will decrease the plant output and income. The process continues till the plant output produced in the economy becomes equal to plant demand. That means it will continue till aggregate demand becomes equal to aggregate supply. And always remember, we are talking about the ex ante variable here. What will happen if plant demand exceeds plant output? That means if aggregate demand is greater than aggregate supply, it means buyers are planning to buy more goods and services than producers are planning to produce. Thus, here inventories in hand with the producers will start falling, which will result in increase in the production. This will increase plant output and income. The process continues till plant output produced in the economy becomes equal to plant aggregate demand. That means the process will continue till plant aggregate demand becomes equal to plant aggregate supply. So we can say that necessary condition for equilibrium level of income or output is Y is equals to aggregate demand, or aggregate supply is equal to aggregate demand. You can see here, this is the necessary condition for the equilibrium. But it happens in the economy. Sometimes aggregate demand becomes greater than aggregate supply, and sometimes aggregate demand becomes less than aggregate supply. So always remember that output will tend to adjust up or down until the aggregate demand becomes equal to the aggregate supply. This is the diagrammatic presentation of equilibrium level of income or output using ADAS approach. On x-axis we are taking income or output, and on y-axis we are taking ex ante aggregate demand and ex ante aggregate supply. That means plant aggregate demand and plant aggregate supply. This is 45-degree line is the income line, or we can say this is the aggregate supply curve. This is the consumption curve, and this is autonomous investment, and we add autonomous investment and consumption, we will get the aggregate demand curve. This is the aggregate demand, C plus I. You all can see this equilibrium is the point where aggregate demand curve and aggregate supply curve intersects. That means here aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply. We can say that equilibrium level of income is OM. You all can see below the equilibrium point, aggregate demand is greater than aggregate supply. It means here buyers are planning to buy more goods and services than producers are planning to produce. Thus, inventories in hand with the producers will start falling because aggregate demand is greater than aggregate supply here. This will result in increased plant output and income, and this process continues till plant aggregate demand will become equal to plant aggregate supply, and it reaches to point E where aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply. And beyond point E, aggregate supply is greater than aggregate demand, which means here buyers are planning to buy less goods and services than producers are planning to produce. Here, inventories of unsold goods will be piling up with the producers. As a result, producers will plan to cut down their production. This will lead to decreased planned output and income. And the process continues till the planned output produced in the economy, that is aggregate supply, will become equal to aggregate demand. That means till we reaches the point E, that is the equilibrium point where aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply. So this was the diagrammatic presentation of equilibrium level of income or output using ADAS approach. Now let us discuss about saving and investment approach of equilibrium level of income or output. In ADS approach, we have already discussed that aggregate demand will be equal to aggregate supply, or we can write it as AD is equals to C plus I. These are the components of aggregate demand in two-sector economy. And income is either consumed or saved. So in place of aggregate demand, we will write consumption plus investment, and in place of aggregate supply, we can write consumption plus saving, because aggregate supply is equal to income. We can strike off consumption on left hand side and right hand side, and we will left with investment is equals to savings. So we can say that in savings and investment approach, the equilibrium level of income or output is determined at that level where planned savings are equal to planned investment, or ex ante savings are equal to ex ante investment. But what will happen when planned savings and planned investment are not equal? That means we can have disequilibrium in the economy in that case. When planned savings and planned investment are not equal, output will tend to adjust up or down till they are equal again. It was just like that we have studied in ADS approach. So first we will study if planned savings is greater than planned investment, that is S is greater than I. It implies buyers are planning to buy less goods than producers are planning to produce. In other words, planned demand is less than planned output. Here, people are saving more in the economy rather than consuming goods and services. So in this case, inventories of unsold goods will be piled up in the warehouses. This will lead to decrease in the production by the producer, and this will decrease planned output and income. The process continues till the planned output produced in the economy becomes equal to planned demand. That is, planned investment becomes equal to planned savings, and economy achieves equilibrium level of income again. And if planned savings is less than planned investment, it implies buyers are planning to buy more goods than producers are planning to produce. Thus, inventories in hand with the producers will start falling. As a result, producers will plan to raise the production. This will increase the planned output and income. The process continues till planned output produced in the economy becomes equal to the planned demand. That is, planned investment becomes equal to planned savings, and the economy achieves the equilibrium level of income again. So we can say that S is equals to I is the necessary condition for the equilibrium level of income or output. This is the diagrammatic presentation of equilibrium level of income and employment using saving and investment approach. On x-axis we have taken income or output, and on y-axis we are taking ex ante savings and ex ante investment. You can see investment are autonomous always, so this is the investment curve parallel to x-axis, and S1S is the saving curve. This is the equilibrium level of income and employment at point E, where savings are equal to investment, or we can say ex ante savings are equal to ex ante investment. Below point E here, planned investments are greater than planned savings. It implies buyers are planning to buy more goods than producers are planning to produce. So here inventories in hand with the producers will start falling, which will result in increase in the production, and it will lead to the increased output and increased income. This process continues till planned investment become equal to planned saving. That means until we reaches this point E, where planned savings are equal to planned investment, and beyond point E, savings are greater than investment. It implies buyers are planning to buy less goods than producers are planning to produce. In other words, we can say here inventories of unsold goods will be piling up in the warehouses, which results in decrease in the production by the producers, which will result in decreased output and decrease income. The process continues till the planned saving become equal to planned investment. That means until we reaches the point E again, where planned savings are equal to planned investment, that is the equilibrium level of income or output. Always remember that necessary condition for equilibrium level of income or output is planned savings is equal to planned investment, and output will tend to adjust up or down till they are equal. Now let us discuss determination of equilibrium level of income or output with the help of a numerical example. You can see here at zero level of income, consumption is 100. That means 100 is the autonomous consumption. We denote autonomous consumption by C bar. So we can write C bar is equals to 100. Investment is constant or fixed at all level of income, that is autonomous investment, or I bar is equals to 300. In two sector economy, the components of aggregate demand are consumption and investment expenditure. So we will add consumption and investment. At zero level of income, aggregate demand is 100 plus 300, that is 400. At 1000 level of income, aggregate demand is 900 plus 300, that is 1200. At 2000 level of income, aggregate demand is 1700 plus 300, that is 2000. At 3000 level of income, aggregate demand is 2500 plus 300, that is 2800. At 4000 level of income, aggregate demand is 3300 plus 300, that is 3600. As we all know that income is equal to our aggregate supply, so aggregate supply will be 0, 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000. We can calculate saving with the help of income and consumption. That is 0 minus 100 is equal to minus 100. 1000 minus 900, that is 100. 2000 minus 1700, that is 300. 3000 minus 2500, that is 500. 4,000 minus 3,300, that is 700. So these are the savings at different level of income. When y is equals to 0 and y is equals to 1000, aggregate demand is greater than aggregate supply. You can see aggregate demand is 400 and aggregate supply is 0. And in case of 1000 level of income, aggregate demand is 1200 and aggregate supply is 1000. And here investment is greater than savings. This causes unplanned decrease in inventories, which will lead to increase in production by the producer, and it will lead to increased output in the economy, which will raise the income also in the economy. This will happen till aggregate demand becomes equal to aggregate supply. That means at 2000 level of income, aggregate demand is 2000 and aggregate supply is also 2000. This is the equilibrium level of income or output, where aggregate demand, that is planned aggregate demand, is equal to planned aggregate supply. And here you can see savings, that is planned savings, is equal to planned investment. But at 3000 level of income and 4000 level of income, aggregate supply is greater than aggregate demand, and we can say that planned savings are greater than planned investment. In this case, it will lead to unplanned increase in inventories of unsold goods, which will lead to decrease in the production by the producer. This will decrease the income also, and this will happen till planned aggregate demand becomes equal to planned aggregate supply again in the economy. That was all about short run equilibrium level of income or output. Thank you.